Hi guys, welcome back. A little update. Editing is not really the best use of my time at the moment and it has been really time consuming. So if I am going to be editing and also creating the videos, it's going to take twice as long as I thought. And creating these videos take a while, and if I'm going through that route, I might not be posting frequently. It might be like once every 2 months or so. So there need to be a change of pattern. So here's what I'm gonna do for you all. I'll just be posting stuff so I learned on a daily, or different things I implemented, or different things I just like came across on a daily. So that way I get to post more frequently till I actually make a complete stuff or whatever it is I'm learning. And that way you all get to like also follow through on the different parts that makes up the actual stuff. So basically, what I'm saying is all my videos going forward will be unedited, will just be something I just recorded. There'll be a lot of pauses, fillers, corrections, and so on. But the major thing is it gets easier for me that way, and I hope you guys just get to enjoy it and follow through. So for today, basically, what I actually learned or implemented or did or worked on is something relating to Ansible running plays. If you're quite familiar with Ansible, then you might relate to this better. So there are like two special variables: any errors, fatal, and group names. So the context for this using this guy is, if imagine you have a play whereby whenever there is an issue, or whenever things go wrong, or whenever there is an error in one of the tasks, you want the play to stop immediately. Shouldn't like the play should not run at all. So whenever an error is being triggered, or whenever at some point within any task an error occurred, you want the play to stop running immediately. This is where you use this any errors fatal. Then group names is when you want to like have access to all the groups a particular host belongs to. Yeah, I know I'm not going into much detail explaining what like a host or whatever it is, but I just want to like break it down. This way I just give you a quick picture of what I did today. I'll look into like a demo now to just walk you guys through something so you get to understand. For this any errors fatal, let's quickly take a look at this play. So this play, basically this is the Ansible documentation. If you run this playbook, what this play is going to do is, first, for this host, this can be either an host group or a particular host. So let me just assume here is the host. For this host, you set any errors fatal is true. In the process whereby this task is being executed, and if for instance an error occurred while this task is being executed, what happens is it stops. This play or this task stops at this host. It doesn't get executed. Now if it's an host group, what happens is if an error occurs while a task is being executed, that task gets stopped and the whole play does not run on the remaining host. If you're quite familiar with Ansible, this will be quite easier to follow, like I said earlier. So if this runs fine, it moves to the next one, then it moves to the next one. But if for any reason this guy, an error will cause while trying to execute this task, what's going to happen is the whole execution of the play doesn't reach here at all. It gets stopped from here, which is why they were saying in this whole space, saying, for instance, if you're trying to launch a service and before you allow traffic get to your service, you ensure that the load balancer is fine. If the load balancer is not fine, you shut it down immediately, which is exactly the context for which we are currently using this, or where I saw the implementation of this. Any errors fatal is just to prevent the immediate stoppage of a play whenever a task is executed, irrespective of where or when or which host is currently running. So whenever this is set to true, any error that occurs at any task stops the whole execution of the playbook itself. Now, group names is another interesting one. So let me see. So I found this article. I don't know if I pronounce your name correctly, Jace. The thing is, I can't do demos because if I try to create demo, previously I was looking at Ansible, how to install Ansible on my machine, but that will also take another set of time. But this way it's easier for me to, just walk you guys through something or was already existing. So for group names, I'm going to use this person's article, Jace. Yeah. So what Jace is saying is he has this inventory. There's all. So all is an host group. Deploy del pi underscore infra is another host group. Special is another host group. And you have this different host under this host group, different host under this host group, different host under this host group. So it's saying for a particular play, this task will be executed when special is in group names. So the way group names work is for the current host that is being executed, this group underscore names is going to show all the group that host belongs to. Now, if we look at this inventory, if this is the host where this play is currently executed, right? If the playbook is currently running on this host, the groups that are going to be displayed under these group names are going to be all, then are going to be DLPY underscore infra, right? So all and DLPY underscore infra. If this play was being executed on this host, then it checks is special in this and this. Since special is not there, definitely this task doesn't get executed on that. But if the play is executed on node 2, it checks node 2 is part, or node 2 belongs to this host group, all DLPY underscore infra and special. So it checks is special amongst the host group this host is a part of. Yes, so definitely if this play is being executed on node 2, this task gets to be executed. So basically those are like the two things I picked up on today. Yeah, they have a much interesting application where I saw them being used, but that's like the general idea of what I learned. And let me know if you want me to keep doing it this way pending time I like create a fully fledged video, or I just keep walking you through my draft or different parts that makes up the actual video till when I'm done. If you guys want this type, just let me know in the comments. If this way is quite better compared to long silence and not uploading till you have something fully complete, also let me know. So that's basically it. These are the two major things I got here. Bye guys, see you. Just a quick addition, I totally forgot to add that the explanation I gave is not generic, it's more like into the context for which it's was implemented, or where I actually did an implementation of this, or where I used this. So you have to bear that in mind. So I'm explaining this from the context for which I used it, and also it's not in any way saying that's the only way at which, or that's the only way in which this variable should be used, because this guy can also be set at the play or like task or block level. Same for this guy. So I want you guys to have it in mind that okay, I was explaining this from the context for where I used it, and there are also like broader ways for which this can also be used. That's pretty much it. Bye now.